Have you ever looked at the change in your pocket and wondered if it might be worth a fortune? Well, one everyday coin shocked the world when it sold for an unbelievable $1.3 million. That's right, a simple 1978 Lincoln penny, the kind you might find under your couch cushion, turned out to be a hidden treasure. But what made it so special? And could you have one of these pennies sitting in your collection right now? Rarest coins. Today we're diving deep into the 1978 Lincoln penny, its fascinating history, what makes it valuable, and how one rare example stunned collectors by reaching over $1 million at auction. So grab your magnifying glass and let's dig into the mystery. The Lincoln penny has been around since 1909. First minted to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, it replaced the Indian head center and became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's face, designed by Victor David Brenner. The coin's original reverse featured 2 wheat ears, giving rise to the term wheat penny. But by 1959, the U.S. Mint changed the design to mark Lincoln's 150th birthday, replacing the wheat ears with the Lincoln Memorial, a design that would remain until 2008. Now let's fast forward to 1978. On the surface, the 1978 Lincoln penny looks just like any other memorial cent. It was struck in large numbers. Over 5.5 billion were minted in Philadelphia and over 4.2 billion in Denver. That's nearly 10 billion coins total. So how could one be worth over $1 million? Let's talk about that. Most 1978 pennies are made of copper and zinc, weighing around 3.11 grams. But sometimes, mistakes happen at the mint. Rarer coins or unusual compositions can make a normal-looking coin suddenly priceless. And that's exactly what happened in this case. The $1.3 million 1978 penny was an ultra-rare mint error, a coin struck on the wrong metal plankett instead of being struck on a standard copper alloy. This penny was mistakenly minted on a gold plankett intended for a foreign coin. That's right, a U.S. penny accidentally struck in gold. Even more astonishing is that the coin was perfectly centered, fully struck, and preserved in near-perfect condition. Professional graders gave it a top-tier grade, boosting its rarity and desirability even further. Collectors call these kinds of finds wrong plankett errors, and they're among the most exciting discoveries in coin collecting, because they're freak accidents, mistakes that slipped past the watchful eyes of mint inspectors. They're extremely rare. Now, you might be asking, could I have one of these in my pocket right now? Well, it's unlikely, but not impossible. While most 1978 pennies are only worth face value, or maybe a few cents in circulated condition, certain examples can fetch serious money. Here's what to look for. First, check the weight. A standard 1978 penny should weigh around 3.11 grams. If you have one that's significantly heavier or lighter, that's a red flag. Use a digital scale for accuracy. Second, examine the color. A normal penny will have a coppery tone, but a gold-like shine could indicate a different metal composition. Be cautious though, as some coins are just plated for novelty and aren't valuable. Third, inspect the strike and condition. A sharp, clean strike with no wear could raise a coin's value even without errors. If you find a 1978 penny in mint state, it could be worth between 50 cents and $5 to collectors. A coin graded MS67 or higher by a professional service like PCGS or NGC could be worth even more, possibly hundreds. But again, that $1 million value comes from extremely rare errors, and for that, you'll want expert verification. Don't clean the coin. Don't try to fix it. If you think you have something special, send it to a professional coin grading company. So, what's the takeaway here? The 1978 Lincoln penny is an everyday coin with an extraordinary story. While billions were minted and most are only worth a few cents, the rare errors, especially wrong plankett strikes, can be worth a fortune. One even made headlines with the price tag of $1.3 million. Imagine that, a penny turning someone into a millionaire. If you want to get started with coin collecting or just want to make sure you're not spending a small fortune by accident, start checking your pocket change. Get a magnifier, a coin scale, and a guidebook. You never know what treasures are hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want more coin history and hidden treasure stories, Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive into rare coins worth big bucks. Until next time, keep hunting, and good luck checking your change. Would you like a version optimized for a YouTube short or with visuals cues for editing? Have you ever taken a moment to look closely at a penny? That little copper coin we barely notice. Most people toss it in a jar, leave it on the sidewalk, or forget it in their car's cup holder. But what if I told you that one of those ordinary-looking coins from 1994 sold for a jaw-dropping $1.2 million? That's right, a simple 1994 Lincoln penny, the kind you might have in your change right now, once made headlines for its incredible value. Today, we're going deep into the story of this humble coin. We'll explore its history, what makes it special, how it became worth over $1 million, and how you might be able to find a valuable one yourself. Let's begin with the basics. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. The original design featured weed stalks on the reverse, which were replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial. This design remained until 2008 and includes the time when the 1994 penny was minted. Now let's focus on the year 1994. In that year, the U.S. Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies. The Denver Mint alone struck over 7 billion coins with the D Mint mark. These pennies were made primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating, weighing around 2.5 grams. To most people, they were just spare change. But within those billions of coins, something extraordinary happened. One 1994 D penny wasn't like the rest. It had a hidden flaw, a rare error created during the minting process. But more than that, it was struck on a completely different type of metal plankett. Instead of the standard copper-plated ink, this penny was accidentally struck on a bronze plankett, the same type used in older pennies before 1982. Bronze plankettes weigh slightly more, around 3.11 grams, and have a richer, darker color. This was a mistake that should never have happened. Bronze blanks were supposed to be long gone from the mint supply. But somehow, a leftover bronze plankett found its way into the machinery in Denver and was struck with the 1994 D Lincoln penny design. And that's not all. The coin was preserved in almost flawless condition. Experts examined the surfaces and edges and found nearly zero imperfections. It had a strong strike, beautiful shine, and near-perfect details. It was professionally graded and authenticated by one of the top grading companies in the world, and it received an elite grade that pushed its value through the roof. When it was finally put up for auction, the coin stunned the numismatic community. Bidders from around the globe jumped at the chance to own such a rare and mysterious minting error. The final price reached an astonishing $1.2 million. One little penny, overlooked by millions, became a millionaire's prize. Now let's ask the big question. Could you have won? Believe it or not, it's possible. Coins like this one are rare, but they do exist. And many collectors have discovered valuable coins just by checking their change. Here's how you can check your 1994 D pennies for signs of rarity or error. First, weigh the coin. You'll need a precise digital scale. A regular 1994 D penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If it weighs closer to 3.1 grams, you might be holding a transitional error struck on a bronze plankett. Second, look at the color. Bronze has a slightly darker and more golden tone compared to the reddish color of copper-plated zinc. If your penny looks different from the others, take a closer look. Third, examine the surfaces carefully. Look for anything unusual like doubling in the letters or numbers, off-center strikes, missing details, or unusual textures. All of these can increase the coin's value. Fourth, consider the condition. A penny in mint state, meaning it has not been circulated or damaged, will be worth far more than a worn one. Even without errors, high-grade 1994 D pennies can sell for several dollars, and in top condition, they can reach hundreds. And here's an important tip. Never try to clean a coin. Cleaning it can actually destroy its value. If you believe you've found something unusual, leave it as is and get it checked by a professional. You can send it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. where experts will evaluate and certify it. The 1994 Lincoln penny may seem like an ordinary coin, but its story proves that incredible value can hide in the most unexpected places. One rarer turned an everyday penny into a $1 million treasure. It could happen again, and it could happen to you. So the next time you get change from a store, or you open that old jar of coins sitting in the garage, take a second look. You might be holding more than just a piece of metal. You might be holding a part of American history and maybe even a fortune. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, hidden treasures, and amazing finds, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story that could change your life. Until next time, keep checking your change and happy hunting. Let me know if you'd like this adapted into a YouTube short, a visual storyboard, or if you want a version for another coin year. What if I told you that a single penny could be worth $1.3 million? Rarest coins, that's right, a regular-looking Lincoln penny from 1996, struck at the Denver Mint, once shocked the world by selling for more than $1 million. And here's the twist: it was a coin most people wouldn't have looked at twice. In this video, we're going deep into the history and the shocking truth behind the 1996 Lincoln penny. You'll learn how a small copper coin became a millionaire's dream, how mint terrors create unexpected treasures, and how to check your own change for a chance at discovering a fortune. Let's start with a little background. The Lincoln penny has been a part of American life for more than a century. First minted in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. The original design had weed stalks on the back, but in 1959 that was replaced with the image of the Lincoln Memorial, a design that lasted until 2008. Now fast forward to the year 1996. The Denver Mint produced more than 6 billion Lincoln pennies that year. These coins were standard issue, copper-plated zinc pieces weighing around 2.5 grams, with a D-Mint mark under the year indicating they were struck in Denver. Billions of these coins entered circulation, and to most people, they were nothing more than spare change. But not all 1996 pennies were created equal. Somewhere in the chaos of mass production, something extraordinary happened. One coin was struck on a plankett that didn't belong. Instead of the usual copper-plated ink, this particular penny was struck on a pure bronze plankett, a type of blank that hadn't been used since before 1982. Bronze plankettes weigh slightly more, around 3.11 grams, and are darker and richer in color than modern pennies. This error wasn't caught. The coin went out into the world, unnoticed and unmarked, until it finally found its way into the hands of a sharp-eyed collector. What followed would become a legendary moment in the world of coin collecting. When experts examined the coin, they confirmed the rare composition and noted that it was struck cleanly, with full details and virtually no flaws. It had a classic Lincoln Memorial reverse, a deep luster, and nearly perfect edges. It was professionally graded at one of the highest levels for a penny from that year. That combination of an extremely rare minting error and exceptional condition created a perfect storm. When the coin went to auction, collectors couldn't believe what they were seeing. A 1996 penny with an unusual plankett, near perfect grade, and strong collector demand drove the final price sky high. By the time the bidding ended, the coin had sold for a staggering $1.3 million. So what can you do now? Could you be holding something similar? Here's how to check your 1996 Lincoln pennies for signs of serious value. Start by weighing the coin. You'll need a digital scale that reads to at least 1/10 of a gram. A regular 1996 penny should weigh around 2.5 grams. If your coin weighs closer to 3.1 grams, you could be holding a rare bronze error. Next, look at the color and surface. Bronze pennies tend to have a deeper, more golden hue compared to the redder tone of copper-plated zinc. Also inspect the edges and details. An unusually strong strike or perfect features can add major value, especially if the coin looks like it's in mint condition. Look closely for other types of errors too. These could include double dies, off-center strikes, missing letters, or were punched mint marks. Some 1,996 pennies with visible doubling or unusual die cracks can be worth much more than face value, even without the bronze era. And remember, condition matters. A clean, untouched penny with no scratches or wear is worth more than a coin that's been heavily circulated. If you think you've found something special, do not clean it. Cleaning a coin can instantly ruin its value. Instead, have it looked at by a professional or send it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC for certification. Even without the $1 million error, certain 1,996 Lincoln pennies in perfect condition can fetch serious money. Some mint state examples graded MS-67 or higher have sold for hundreds of dollars. Combine that with a rare planchet error or another striking flaw, and you're looking at a potential jackpot. The story of the $1.3 million 1,996 penny reminds us of something simple but powerful. Value can hide in plain sight. A coin that seems ordinary to everyone else could be a life-changing discovery for someone who knows what to look for. So take the time to check your change. Go through your coin jar. Look in drawers, old piggy banks, and boxes of forgotten coins. Because hidden among the billions of ordinary pennies, there just might be a treasure waiting for you. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story and want more real-life coin finds, coin history, and tips for spotting rare and valuable coins, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to learn about the next big discovery. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your pennies close. You might be holding something worth $1 million. Let me know if you'd like a condensed version for a short-form video or one tailored for visual storytelling with cues for editors. Have you ever stopped to take a close look at the pennies you carry around every day? Most people see them as spare change, barely worth the trouble. But what if I told you one of those little copper coins could actually be worth over $1 million? That's right, a 2003 Lincoln penny, a coin that's only a couple of decades old, once sold for an incredible $1.1 million. And it's not some ancient relic or historic artifact. It's a coin that millions of people had in their hands. So how did this happen? What made that 2003 penny so valuable? And could you have one sitting in your coin jar right now? Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 2003 Lincoln penny. We'll look at its history, what makes some of them valuable, and the unbelievable story behind one rare version that stunned collectors around the world. The Lincoln penny has been a fixture in American pockets since 1909, when it was introduced to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It replaced the Indian head cent and was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Over time, the design evolved, from the original wheat ears on the reverse side to the Lincoln Memorial design introduced in 1959. The penny remained a symbol of history and everyday life. By the time we get to the year 2003, the Lincoln penny hadn't changed much. It still featured the familiar profile of Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. That design stayed in place until 2008, just before the bicentennial redesigns in 2009. Now here's where things get interesting. In 2003, the U.S. Mint produced over 7 billion pennies. That's billion with a B. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 3.5 billion coins, and the Denver Mint struck nearly as many. So how could one coin among billions be worth more than $1 million? It all comes down to something extremely rare, a minting error. Most pennies minted in 2003 are made of copper-plated zinc and weigh about 2.5 grams. But the rare 2003 penny that sold for over $1 million was struck on a bronze planchet, the type of metal used in pennies before 1982. These bronze coins weigh about 3.11 grams and were supposed to be completely phased out by then. Somehow, a leftover bronze planchet from the past slipped through the cracks and was accidentally used to strike a 2003 penny. This kind of mistake is called a transitional error. Transitional errors happen when the U.S. Mint changes the metal composition of a coin but accidentally strikes some with the wrong metal. These are some of the most valuable error coins in the world. But this particular 2003 penny didn't just have the wrong metal. It was also in nearly perfect condition. It had a strong strike, flawless surfaces, and brilliant luster are the kind of quality collectors dream of. It was graded by a top professional grading service and received one of the highest mint state ratings possible. Combine that with the once-in-a-lifetime minting era, and you've got a coin that became the centerpiece of a legendary auction. When it hit the market, collectors went wild, bidding skyrocketed, and when the dust settled, the final price tag was $1.1 million. Now, you might be wondering, could you have a 2003 penny like this? The answer is yes, it's possible, but extremely rare. If you want to check your 2003 pennies for potential value, here's what to do. First, weigh the coin. A regular 2003 penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If your penny weighs significantly more, around 3.1 grams, you could be holding a rare transitional error. Second, examine the surface carefully. Look for anything unusual, a different color, stronger shine, or a thicker appearance. These could be clues to a different metal composition. Third, check for errors. Sometimes the U.S. Mint strikes coins off-center, with double dies, or with incorrect details. Even minor errors can make a coin more valuable to collectors. Finally, never clean a coin. Cleaning can destroy its value instantly. If you believe you've found something special, take it to a professional coin dealer or submit it to a grading company like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Even without a $1 million error, high-grade 2003 pennies can still be worth money. A flawless 2003 Lincoln penny in mint state condition can fetch anywhere from $5 to several $100s depending on its grade and whether it has unique features like satin finishes or proof-like qualities. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises. A penny that looks ordinary to one person can be a life-changing discovery for someone who knows what to look for. The 2003 Lincoln penny that sold for over $1 million is proof of that. It shows that even in the modern era, rare coins can still appear, sometimes completely by accident. So next time you see a penny lying on the ground, think twice before walking past it. Check your coin jars, your drawers, your pockets, because you never know, one of those little coins might be the next $1 million discovery. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, minting errors, and unbelievable finds, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're always uncovering new stories about coins worth more than you'd ever imagine. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your change close. You might be one penny away from a fortune. Let me know if you'd like a version with timestamps for editing or one written specifically for YouTube short format. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought it could change your life? Most people don't. Pennies are tossed in jars, forgotten in drawers, or left on the ground. But what if I told you that a single Lincoln penny from the year 2016 sold for a shocking $1.2 million? That's right. A coin most people would ignore turned out to be worth the rarest coins. Today we're diving into the incredible story of the 2016 Lincoln penny. We'll explore the coin's history, how it became such a valuable collector's item, and how one rare error made it into the $1 million club. And the best part? You might have one just like it without even knowing. Let's begin with a little history. The Lincoln penny has been around since 1909, first introduced to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Over the decades, the design evolved. In 1959, the wheat ears on the back were replaced by the Lincoln Memorial. Then in 2009, the penny saw a series of 4 reverse designs to mark Lincoln's bicentennial. And starting in 2010, the reverse featured a new image of the Union Shield, which remains the standard today. By the year 2016, the Lincoln penny had settled into its modern form. It featured Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the Union Shield on the reverse. The coin was minted in large numbers. Billions were produced between the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Most 2016 pennies were made from copper-plated ink, weighing 2.5 grams, and they entered circulation just like any other year. But then something extraordinary happened. One coin, a 2016 penny A, surfaced with a stunning error. It was struck on a plankett intended for a completely different denomination, and made of the wrong metal. Instead of copper-plated ink, this penny was struck on a gold-colored plankett that wasn't supposed to be used for pennies at all. Some experts believe it may have been a blank meant for a foreign coin or a special token. This rare mistake, combined with flawless condition and a powerful strike, created a coin that was not just rare, it was virtually one of a kind. When this coin appeared at a major auction, collectors couldn't believe what they were seeing. It had all the makings of a legendary piece. A modern date, a shocking mint error, and condition that was nearly perfect. The bidding started strong and just kept climbing. In the end, this little penny from 2016 sold for $1.2 million. That's not a typo. $1.2 million for a coin that most people wouldn't look at twice. Now you might be wondering, is it possible you have one like it? It's rare, but yes, it is possible. Here's what to look for. First, check the weight. Use a precise digital scale. A standard 2016 Lincoln penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If your penny weighs noticeably more or less, it could be a plankett error. Second, look at the color. If the coin appears golden, silver, or even a deep bronze unlike typical pennies, it might have been struck on the wrong metal. Third, inspect the coin's details. Look for sharpness in the strike, especially on the edges and fine lines. Rarer coins with full strikes and minimal damage can be worth a lot more. Also look for visible errors. These include off-center strikes, double dies, missing elements, and unusual textures. Coins with obvious striking errors are highly collectible and can sell for hundreds or even thousands. And don't forget about condition. A 2016 penny in perfect condition, A known as mint state A, can be worth far more than one that's been circulated. Some high-grade 2016 pennies without errors have sold for more than $100 simply because of their condition. So even if you don't find a $1 million mistake, your coin could still have solid collector value. If you think you've found something unusual, the worst thing you can do is clean it. Cleaning a coin can destroy its value instantly. Instead, get it checked by a professional. You can send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. These services will authenticate, grade, and encapsulate the coin, making it far more desirable to collectors. Now let's talk about why this matters. Most people walk past pennies every day, never thinking twice. But the story of the 2016 penny that sold for over $1 million proves that modern coins still hold incredible surprises. It shows that even in a time when coins are slowly disappearing from our pockets, value can still be hiding in plain sight. So check your change. Look through your coin jars, your drawers, your pockets. Pay attention to the pennies you come across. Because one of them might just be the next great discovery, the next penny that turns an ordinary day into an extraordinary one. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want more stories about rare coins, coin values, and jaw-dropping discoveries, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your coins close. You never know when a penny might be worth over $1 million. Would you like a short version of the script for YouTube Shorts or help adding visuals and music cues for editing?